we are, Thursday, July 21st. We're in the Paulina Lake campground. Going for a hike. We're going to do a little hybrid of the Paulina Lake Loop and part of the Crater Rim Trail, and we're going to try and do the Lost Lake Trail and a couple other little ones. There's Julie.
Good morning.
We're going to spend one night camping. It's another beautiful day. It's Thursday. Did I say that already? So we're starting off about 10 o'clock. We only got about 11 miles to go. So we got an easy day. Here's the visitor center. Paulina day use area. A little boat ramp down here. Well, we're on the Paulina Lake Shore Loop. This is a 7.5 mile trail, goes around the lake. We're going to do part of it, do a few miles of it. We're coming up to the dam here that is the outlet for Paulina Creek. There's the outlet of the lake. There's the lake. We're going to pick up the loop again right over here. So this is the Lakeshore Loop. Peter Skeen Trail follows the river or the Paulina Creek down that way. Crater Rim Trail takes off that way. We're going to go this way. A nice view of Paulina Peak. Guy out there trolling for salmon. Sun shining on the water. So we're supposed to cut off on the little crater trail. We haven't been on it before. I believe that hump in the middle on the other side of the lake is the little crater. At least it looks like it would be to me. Somewhere over there. Maybe the low spot, I don't know. We're about to find out though. It's getting pretty warm. I think it's only supposed to be, what, 80 today? So, working our way around the lake. There's a nice flock of birds out there of some sort. I'm not close enough to see what they are. Maybe we'll get a little closer in a minute. Still can't tell what kind of ducks these are from this lighting here. Bird experts, chime in on the comments if you want. Let me know what they are. They're diving ducks. Beautiful little trail this lake loop is. Well, we're climbing up off the lake a little bit. I'm in the Thomas area. A little breezy today. Feels pretty good though. Keeps you cool. Well, there are the hot springs. Quite a few people down there. I'll zoom in a little bit. The water must be low enough now that they're easy to find the areas where they've got the boxes dug out a little bit. Pretty fun. I think we're just about at our highest point here on the loop trail anyway. Won't be the highest point for us today. We're going to be up on the rim eventually. We're going to be over on the rim over there somewhere later on. It's a new sign they put up since the last time we've been here. Hot Springs is to, well, this is looking behind us, but Hot Springs is to the left as we're looking at it. No camping or fires except in the developed campground inside the caldera. Although they spelled it wrong. They forgot the R. So we'll be camping outside the caldera tonight, keeping us legal. Well, we're back down to lake level. Now we have to go around this point of lava and obsidian over that way. And then we're going to cut off on the little crater trail. Here's the obsidian. Black glass. Nice blue water over here, almost like the Caribbean. Almost lunchtime, Julie. Just about the end of our lakeshore loop. Well, here we are at the little crater campground, and we're going to take off on the little crater trail right here. On the little crater trail. So far it's pretty nice. We had a little lunch. Raring to go again. Quiet in here. Interesting looking woods. Well, we're coming up to a trail sign. I think we have our choice of going left or right here. Little Crater Loop Trail. Summit viewpoint a half mile to our right here. We can go either way. We're going to go to the right. Summit viewpoint, here we come. Well, we're climbing up a little bit. Here's Mount Bachelor and Paulina Lake. And here's something up here.
It's the East Lake. This stuff's pretty crumbly too.
Some sort of a ridge here. Or is this the rim of the little crater? Yeah, it looks like East Lake over there. So we're on the landmass between the lakes. Kind of cool. Well, the little crater viewpoint was nice. I guess it still is. This must be still part of it. That's Paulina Lake. There's Bachelor. Snow's almost coming off of Bachelor now. So there's the big obsidian flow. Nice, huh? Yeah, I say the little crater trail is pretty scenic. So here's the junction of the other part of the little crater trail. So we don't know what that one was like. That's part of the loop. We took this other loop. So this way down to the road, huh?
Got it.
Cross the road and back up Lost Lake Trail up to the top of the rim. Kind of an interesting formation here. Kind of neat. Looking behind us, we're back down to Paulina Lake and the main highway up here. I think we're looking for the Silica Trail, Julie. We gotta cross the road here. Here's the Silica Trail. Well, we're still on the Silica Trail on our way over to the Big Obsidian area, and I think we're going to catch the Newberry Crater Trail for a little bit, and then over to Lost Lake and up to the top of the rim. Big slope here. Well, we took the Silica Trail over to where it crosses the highway here by the Big Obsidian Flow area.
You see a trail sign.
Yeah, that's looking behind us. That's Silica. Here's the Big Obsidian. Okay, we crossed the road, and not more than 20 steps you come across the Newberry Crater Trail, which we're going to take this over to Lost Lake and then up to the top of the rim. So, that's the report. Well, we're going down the Newberry Trail still. Seems like this one is used a lot by horses, judging from the tracks here. We're only going to go for a little ways, less than half a mile on this. Okay, well, we've been on the Newberry Crater Trail for just less than half a mile. And now we are on Lost Lake Trail. And we're going to go up to the Crater Rim Trail, which is 3 miles. And at that point, we're getting fairly close to our campsite. Well, I see the Big Obsidian there in the background. We haven't seen much of it on the trail so far. I'm sure we'll get a view of it somewhere in here. Well, we're getting a little higher here. It looks like all 3 of the sisters over there, or I could be mistaken, but a couple of them anyway. You know? Paulina Lake down below us. Pretty nice. I haven't really gotten into the obsidian yet. I see some big formation of it up ahead there, but we've been following along the edge of it. Well, we found the obsidian. Black glass. Much as you want. Oh, and look at the view of Bachelor and everything too. How cool is that? Look at the mountains. Bachelor and at least 2 of the sisters, and maybe Broken Top. I don't know how to tell exactly what's what from here, but pretty special. I think the view back there was worth taking this trail alone for that one viewpoint with sisters and the lake and all that. Seen some elk tracks on the trail here. Still haven't found Lost Lake though. Lots of obsidian. Shiny black glass. Like that stuff right there. It's all over the place. I don't believe you're supposed to take any of it though. I saw something about a $600 fine. But they don't have to worry about me filling up my backpack with it. I've got enough weight already. This crazy place. Not sure what. Ooh, a windstorm. Well, we're most of the way up to the rim, I think. So here we are, we've come to the junction of Lost Lake Trail, which we've been following up. And I believe this is North Lost Lake, which goes this way. And that goes up to the Crater Rim Trail. It's a half mile up there. This other way also goes to the Crater Rim Trail. It's a mile. This is the way we're going to go. It also goes by Pumice Flat, which is 1/4 mile. So another mile, we'll be up at the top of the rim. Here we are at Pumice Flat. These volcanic areas have a lot of variety of terrain, that's for sure. This is the type of thing you just don't see every day. Kind of cool though. Pretty big flat. Well, we're getting closer to the top of the crater rim. And then we go a little ways down the Crater Rim Trail and we're going to find our cached water. Since there's no water up here. And then we got our little camp spot that we've been to before on the other side of the rim. Well, it looks like we've made it to Crater Rim Trail. Yep. That's Lost Lake Trail where we just came from. I must say it was worth taking in my opinion. It was pretty scenic. Not a lot of scenery, but the stuff that was there was pretty cool. And now we're going to go down Crater Rim Trail just for a little ways. And we're going to cut off to the right and go camping. Tomorrow we get to do up around Paulina Peak and back down to where we started. Well, we're working our way down Crater Rim Trail. This is Sand Butte right there. And there are some interesting views to the, let's see, what should it be, south or east this way. Kind of looks interesting. And we got about a 1/4 mile to go. Well, we found a little place to camp. It's just about sundown, had a little dinner. We're on a sort of a pumice flat area. Although not like the pumice flat. Good morning. Friday the 22nd, we survived the night out in the wilderness. It's 7:40, we're on the road again, heading up to the Crater Rim Trail. Working our way over towards Paulina Peak, got some great views today coming up. We found the trail, right where we left it. we're backtracking now up until where the Lost Lake trail comes into the Crater Rim Trail, which we did yesterday. We got to backtrack about a quarter mile. And then we're on to new sites. Well, here's the first nice view we have this morning. Looking across Sand Butte, which is up on straight ahead of us there to the left. Then you're looking east, maybe a little south. You can see quite a ways. Looks pretty cool. Okay, here we are back at the intersection of Lost Lake Trail and Crater Rim Trail. That's where we came from yesterday evening. We saw the pumice flat and the big obsidian flow and all that. That was pretty cool. Never did find Lost Lake though. I think it's lost somewhere. Now we're going to continue on the Crater Rim Trail. Well, since we left Lost Lake Trail Junction, we've been doing a little climbing. Not real steep, but a little bit steady. Gained some elevation. We're in a couple switchbacks now, climbing up the side of this slope, which goes up to a ridge, and then you'll be able to see the big obsidian flow and the lakes and all that. It's real pretty up here. Well, the crater rim is a fairly narrow ridge in this area. It drops off pretty quickly on that side, looking south, and then this side drops off. You get some views of Bachelor there through the trees, and that's South Sister, and below us is the obsidian flow. The views will get better as we get closer to Paulina Peak. There's a nice view of Bachelor and at least a couple of the sisters. And the lake down there, I'm not sure if that's Paulina or East, one of them. Beautiful view. Oh, we're still climbing up towards Paulina Peak. We're following some elk tracks here. There's a pretty good one there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there are quite a few elk tracks on the trail yesterday too. Haven't seen the animal itself though. Okay, here we are at the junction of Crater Rim Trail, which we're on. We have 5.5 miles to go back to where we started, roughly. And then this is Lost Lake South, although it doesn't say it on this one. It's Lost Lake South Trail. We passed that junction yesterday before we got to the pumice flat. So that would be another shortcut, I guess, if you wanted to come up this way from that area. Is that Mount Hood I see peeking over there? Looks to be the right shape. I know Jefferson's over here somewhere too. I always get those mixed up. Pretty though. Here's another view looking mostly south. It's pretty big looking. Nice view. Right up over here is Bachelor. Still have big views to the east and south. It's pretty cool. So here's another pretty view. You got Bachelor, the sisters, looks like Hood over there to me. Both the lakes, the big obsidian, and then what I wanted to show was pumice flat over there where we went across yesterday. Which was an interesting looking area. Well, we're getting pretty close to Paulina Peak. Got Paulina Lake down below there still. Looks like Mount Hood in the background. We're going to be working our way around the south side of the peak, and then we're going to come up on the west side, and we're going to have some great views of both lakes and all the other good stuff. We do a pretty good job on this trail of not doing too much up and down. We're going down a little bit now, but generally maintains a pretty steady grade. Well, we're working our way around the south side of Paulina Peak. We're almost up to the road because I heard a car go by a minute ago. Got nice views to the south. Looks like Thielson, whatever else you see down there, Bailey. This is looking down towards Crater. You can see what looks like Highway 97 down there. And then if you look way over there, I believe you can see Mount Shasta. Might not see it on the video. I think that's what it is though. Well, here we are at the road that goes up to the Paulina Peak. That way. We're roding down just a little bit and we pick up the trail again over here. Kind of an interesting area here. The trail follows what looks to be a stream bed, except for it's dry now. I'm supposing when the snow melts or you get a big storm, it's going to be running. Another moonscape. Well, here we are at the junction of Crater Rim, and then there's a little spur to the Paulina Peak here. It's only a quarter mile. We're not going to do it today because the views are just as good. Seems like where we're going to be here. And there's usually a bunch of people up there. You can see some people right there. But you can drive up there, so usually it gets a little more crowded. We're going to go right here. The views are great right here. Boom, view. Look at that, huh?
Beautiful view.
Yeah, it is. Oh, we don't see East Lake from here, though, do we?
No.
I think we will once we go down just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hood's looking pretty good over there too, and the sisters, Bachelor. You could go skiing down here if you had enough snow. I know they do up here somewhere, I don't know where. It'd have to be pretty deep powder for me to bail off of this thing. Well, we're working our way back down. Last couple miles of our hike. Still nice views from here. If you haven't been up that little spur trail that goes up to the peak, you probably should take it because there are some nice views up there. If we hadn't have just done it last week, I probably would have gone up there again. Because you do get some good views. There's some big rock formations, and yeah, I think you see both lakes and all that. Even if you went halfway up that spur and didn't go all the way to the top, that'd be good. So here are the rock formations looking back up towards the peak. Pretty dramatic. You gotta watch your step here. Go down in a hurry. See East Lake over there too now. And the edge of the big obsidian flow. Good stuff. July 22nd, still a little snow hanging on up there. So we're going to work our way down, and this goes down pretty quickly. A few switchbacks here and there. Mostly in the woods, not a whole lot of views. Always hard on the knees going downhill. I smell fire. Boom, sisters. Another kind of nice view. A little snow down there still at the bottom of this slope. Well, we're losing elevation in a hurry. We're back down to the road that goes to Paulina Peak. We have to cross the road, and then we have 1 mile left to go. And this one comes out at behind the visitor center. So the peak is 2. We're going to cross the road. Well, we're back to the trail center. There's the little bridge where we crossed over Paulina Creek when we started our hike. Here's the visitor center right here. We're parked across the street in the Paulina Lake campground. This is looking behind us. You see that? It's kind of dark, isn't it? Here's the day use center again with the parking, day parking and boat ramp. So now we're in the Paulina Lake campground, which is across the street from the visitor center. We park here because there's nowhere to park overnight. At least that we know of. I suppose you could go talk to the resort and see what they'd work out for you, but it's 18 bucks. We rent a campsite and just use it for parking. So I don't know how else you could do it if you want to start and finish your hike here. Well, there's our vehicle. We made it back alive. Really had a good time. So like I said, this Paulina Lake campground, we just use it for parking. 18 bucks to park for a night, but what are you gonna do? So thanks for watching the video. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below the video, and we'll see you on the next hike.